Hello and welcome YouTube. This is Cookie Monster ProForgeRacing bringing you my Halo 4 Forge review number 3, FredR1ck11. The first track here is called Long Lost City of Fredling, and this is a stunt roller coaster with some city aesthetics made on impact. You'll see a huge barrel roll jump and some big other various jumps. But before I really get into the review, though, I wanted to apologize to FredR1ck. I'm sorry this review took so long to get out. I've been promising it to him for like 4 months, and I've just been procrastinating it. I've been really slow making videos lately, especially ForgER reviews, because ForgER reviews, they take a long time to make, and they also, since my computer is so slow, it's really hard to make long videos, and especially because now that I render in high definition in HD, it takes a while for it to render and upload, so I try not to make long videos often, which is why I've been putting off ForgER reviews. Another reason is because the single map reviews get way more views than ForgER reviews, statistically, based on how my experience, and so I'd rather give somebody 2 or 3 map reviews that get a few thousand views than one ForgER review of several maps that only gets a few hundred views. So I think that definitely makes sense. So I'll be making way less ForgER reviews in this game, and if I do make them, they'll be much shorter, only 5 tracks, or 5 maps. But this one is called HT FredR1ck SX. FredR1ck because he made it with KSI Milkman, FredR1ck11, FredR1ck. This one, it came out very early on in Reach, in Halo 4, I mean. For its time, it was one of the best Supercross, but since, several really good Supercross tracks have come out, the HT in the title comes from Halo tracks because it's compatible with Master Hippie's, the official racing game type for Halo tracks, which is called Race Tracks, and currently it's the second or third most downloaded custom game type in all of Halo 4, but if you add up all 3 versions of it, it's the #1 most downloaded game type, and so this is compatible with that. And at the end of this lap, as you'll see, as with most of FredR1ck's tracks, there's a hill with shield doors in it. You get exactly 1 second in the hill, which is 1 point per lap. The reason they bothered to say HT at the beginning is because he's part of the Outlaw Racing League, and Halo Tracks, the website, is the official website for Halo Racing, Halo Racetracks, all of that. And within it are several racing leagues, but there's a separate racing league called the Outlaw Racing League with their own website, and instead of using Master's game type, they use one called Race Pro, where there's no checkpoint at the end, which saves them money, and it makes it so that they don't have to slow down, but it does make it harder to count laps. So instead of using a checkpoint, they have a person whose job is to physically sit there and count laps. It's just a different way of doing it. But this one is called Dusty Trails H3, and this was the first ever 100% terrain racetrack on erosion. There were several other old tracks that were partially terrain and partially not, but this was the first one on erosion that was all terrain. It's a great track. It has a cool route. I haven't used it in the DRL yet, although I plan to. There's only been 4 or 5 terrain tracks used since this one, or made since this one, that are terrain tracks on erosion, and we've only used one in the DRL ever, made by Nuked Ice Cream, called Attack, and we're about to use one, a second one tomorrow night, but I should use this one eventually. I just always forget to, because FredR1ck's not normally a terrain racetrack forger, so I don't normally think of his track. But this is a really fun track. It has a great route. It's compatible with the game type. 16 players, fun map. This track is called Out in the Atmosphere, and he made it with SG Details, who is pure evil WTF, or what the fuck, in Halo Reach. I did a ForgER review for him towards the end of Halo Reach. He was a great forger, as was FredR1ck. SG Details, though, he's only 10 years old. FredR1ck, I believe, is 13, so the two of them are both pretty young, and to be making such high-quality racetracks at such a young age is very impressive. Detail might be 11 by now. I haven't talked to him in a while, but still. They're both pretty young and making great racetracks. This is a very smooth double wide on impact. It has really smooth waves, hills, turns, jumps, aesthetics. It's just a very nice looking map. You'll see an aesthetic piece on this track that was also in Dusty Trails H3, and I think a few other of FredR1ck's maps. It's like a smiley face with glasses. FredR1ck's a really funny kid. If you ever get the chance to play with him, definitely do it. He's really funny. He's kind of strange, but in a funny way. He has some catchphrases he always uses, like sniffing shoulders and frettling. Frettling is like hugging people without showing affection or something like that. since his gamer tag's FredR1ck, he looked it up, and I guess that's what frettling is, so he often talks about that. And SG Detail is kind of like a mini FredR1ck. He talks about the same stuff. So they're weird guys, but they're hilarious. They're extremely nice. They're funny. So definitely get the chance. If you get the chance to talk to them, definitely do it. They're really funny guys. But as you can see, this is a great track. All the jumps work pretty well. The aesthetics look nice. You know, it has a working checkpoint. The turns and waves and hills are all very smooth. It's just a great track, especially because they made it a long time ago, as I said, and I apologize for again, this review is so late. This last one's called Billy Kiefer Really Real, and this one is a roller coaster type map with a lot of aesthetics on ravine. I don't know if Billy Kiefer is a celebrity or a character in something, or one of his friends in real life's name, or one of his friends on Xbox name in real life. I don't know, or maybe he just made it up, but it wouldn't surprise me if FredR1ck. But he wanted me to use a map called the Yidlins, which was a Slayer map for this review. But it's a fairly small Slayer map, so it's not great with lots of people, and I don't know, I didn't really have anybody at all, so I couldn't really test it, so I just decided to throw this one in. ForgER reviews, if I make any more, I'll only throw 5 maps in, and I wanted to include this one because I really like it. I think it's really unique. There's a lot of aesthetics on it. There's that cool stunt there, which doesn't work perfectly, but at least he's trying to make all sorts of stunts and make his maps unique. But he has a great style of forging. Be sure to check his file share, download these tracks. I'm sure he's made a bunch of new tracks since this review because all these maps are really old. So be sure to check in his file share to see if he's uploading anything that you can download. But there will be a ton more map reviews coming soon, including a bunch of my new tracks that I haven't posted yet on YouTube. So definitely stay tuned for lots of new videos. But thank you guys very much for watching.